What's up, YouTube? Morning time at my camp. Camped out in my teepee beside an old Civil War era stone wall that I found in the woods. There's my fire, my little bench, and there's my camera holder. I'm gonna start a fire, make some coffee, do some reviews for you guys. Coffee's ready. Let's do some reviews. This will be my review of the Condor Sapien knife. Let's start with the sheath. The sheath is definitely good quality. For a knife this size, you couldn't ask for more. Not a fan of leather, because when you get it wet, it takes a long time for it to dry out. But aside from the fact that it's leather, it is an excellent sheath. It has good retention. Works well. Much better than the Mora clipper sheath, which doesn't retain a whole lot. The reason I bought this knife is because I wanted something to replace my Mora clipper with. I like the Mora, but I want something a little thicker and something that's full tang that I could really beat up. And this Condor Sapien does that job very well. Here's the Mora clipper in comparison, almost the same in size. The clipper's got a slightly longer handle, but I actually think that the Sapien's handle is more comfortable for me, even though that it's wood. The biggest difference between these knives is the thickness of the steel. You can see that the Sapien is almost twice the thickness of the Mora. This is the size knife that I prefer for regular camp chores that are not making fire, building shelter, splitting wood. When I'm not doing those three things, this is the size knife that I prefer. This knife cuts very well. For me, this is the ideal size camp knife. I use this knife to cut food, to carve tent stakes and other things, skin game. I usually carry a larger blade for wood processing and shelter building, something about the size of a Condor Hudson Bay, or usually I carry a cold steel Trailhawk. So I don't need a larger blade than this for smaller jobs. This thing is very comfortable in the hand. Cuts very good. Does everything a Mora does, only does it a little bit better. Here's the Sapien compared in size to the Condor Bushlore knife. Not that much smaller. It is thinner, but that's what makes it a good cutting knife. The Bushlore does well, but the Sapien does it better, and it's a lighter knife, so you can carry it around your neck and you can actually forget that it's there. You can split almost the same size wood with either of these knives. Of course, the bush lore is going to handle batoning a lot better because it's a thicker knife. It's going to act more like a wedge, but the Sapien does a very good job. If you're looking for a mora replacement for the same reasons as I am, you want something thicker and something full tang, I highly recommend the Sapien. The Sapien is much more suited for skinning game and cutting food and carving than thicker knives like the bush lore. My personal feeling is a knife this size is a little too small to be a survival knife. This is not a do-it-all knife, but if you carry a larger blade like I do, this is an excellent addition to your kit for the smaller chores. Overall, I think this is an excellent knife. I've tried to find some negatives, and I can't find any. I really like this knife, aside from the fact that the handle is finished less than perfect. You see slight tool marks, which is the case with most Condor knives, at least the ones that I have. I don't care about that. This is an excellent, excellent value knife. I can't say enough good things about it, guys. I've done all my basic camp chores with this knife. I haven't speared any hogs like Rambo, but everything that I've put this knife to, it has done the job very well. Made this fire with the Sapien. 10 stakes holding my teepee down, I made with the Sapien. I've batoned it through wood. I've made feather sticks. This is a great knife. Hey guys, back home now. This knife did very well on the camping trip. Very impressed with it. Actually prefer this knife to the bush lore. Let me give you some specs. So it's 1075 carbon steel with walnut handles, 4-inch blade, 1/8 inch thick, 8 1/4 overall. The weight is 3.8 ounces and 5 ounces with the sheath. One thing I wanted to add is that I'm not the biggest fan of leather sheaths. I'm not complaining about it for the price, but I would prefer a Kydex one. You could actually make a PVC sheath like I did here with this carving knife. This is an Ontario 12-inch machete. Easy to make. I paid $21.99 for this knife. That's a hell of a price for a knife like this. There's also a micarta handled version for $44. I think if you've ever made a piñata, you can make a micarta handle. Instead of paper mache, it's cotton cloth mache. So very easy to do. If you ever break the wooden handle, you can make a micarta one, no problem. You're just not doing that in the woods. Overall, this is a great knife, and I don't think you'll find better for $21.99. I highly recommend this, and I think this one is going to replace my bush lore in my kit. Thanks for watching.